What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Home of Play podcast, your first bonus episode. We're doing the PS5 game reveal topic, and we're getting a little more in depth than we did on the podcast previously. So we're just going to kind of wing it and see how it all goes.
So yeah, there was 26 game announcements, plus the 27th, I'm going to say, because that's what I said on the last, was the console release. So yeah, 27 announcements. Reveal, yeah, I guess.
The release would be awesome.
Release rise, yeah. Reveal.
Okay, let's hit it. We're going to start the list the same way it started in the conference. GTA 5, free 2021 for anyone that I believe just has a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I don't think you actually had to own the game or anything.
No,
it's just a free
but
release.
if you did own the game for PS4, I think they're loading you up with free cash until that
release. If you have the game and you have an online account for the game, every month leading up to the release, I think you get 1 million cash or gold currency in the game.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's a lot because I never played the online version, so I'm not sure if that's actually a good amount or...
I played, but it was so long ago, I don't remember.
It was a long time ago, yeah. I still haven't actually finished that one.
So I thought this was... I understand why they did it. It's the biggest game of all time. It's the most sold copies of any game out there that I'm aware of. Actually, I should probably fact check myself because I know Minecraft's a titan in that field as well.
For sure.
But I believe it's probably the best-selling game of all time. It's still in the top 10, 7 years after its release?
Yeah.
So I get why they're doing it. You're talking to a wide spectrum of people. You're trying to keep to the mainstream. Just for me, seemed really odd to open your new console with an old game.
I think the reason they put it at the beginning was because right after that game, they say now everything you see from the rest of the show is going to be running from the PlayStation 5 system or the dev kit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's probably why they led with it. Although it was kind of like I remember watching it and just going, why are we seeing this?
Yeah.
That
was my impression too, yeah.
And I also, my opinion, I mean, sure, it's a great game. I know I haven't put much time into it, but I felt like this one was a little bit like less great. I don't know how to say it because I felt like, well, Epic Games just released it for free 2 weeks ago to everybody. I mean, you had to get it within that 1 week window.
Yeah.
But I was like, anybody could have gotten it for free. So now, I mean, I guess technically everybody getting on the PlayStation, sure. And actually, now that I talk about it, I'm kind of wondering, like, how are they like avoiding restrictions, like age restrictions? Because that game was definitely mature.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're giving it to pretty much anybody who owns a PlayStation 5,
it's going to be up to your parental settings.
Oh, I guess, yeah, parental settings. A kid can't actually purchase it unless okay, that makes sense.
So they're going to leave it up to you to be the parent, I guess.
Yeah.
God forbid.
There's nothing bad in that game.
No.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't overly excited or anything for it. I mean, yay, now we have 2 games that we own already on the system, Destiny 2 and GTA 5.
Yeah, so weird open, but we'll continue. After which was what Chris spoke of, basically after this, it's all PS5 gameplay. So we started with the video for the Spiderman Miles Morales. What was your take on this one?
I'm excited for it because I really liked the first one. I've learned more after the show now that it sounds like it's not a sequel. It's like a standalone story with the very first engine kind of just continuing for Miles.
Yeah.
It reminds me, you mentioned earlier, of the, what was the Nathan Drake? The
Uncharted Lost Prophecy?
Yeah, it reminds me sort of that thing where it's just another story. I know which one you're talking about. It's the one where he plays the 2 girls.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of sort of that type of thing. Am I going to get lots of hours of content? I don't know. How much depends how much they want to put into it, right?
I'm interested to see, like, is it 10 hours? Is it 20 hours? 20 hours would be a full game. So, like, I guess we just need to wait and hear more. But I was kind of... This is a weird one where it's like, I love Spider-Man. It was one of my favorite games of that year. But then to not get the sequel to the game I loved almost irked me more than, like, got me hyped. Because I'm like, oh, a side story of a character I don't care about.
I get where you're coming from, but it's like I know they're going to be making a sequel, so it's like I don't. It's just more content is how I'm viewing it as opposed to I want the second one now type thing. But
My issue is just, from my understanding, Insomniac has 2 studios. One is making a game we're going to talk about right away, and I assume the other was making this, so that means Spider-Man 2's not even started. And if that's the case, then that irks me, just because like you wasted all the time you could have been putting in number 2 on this side thing that won't matter in the grand scheme of it all.
unless it's just another one that they're holding back, and we'll also get an announcement in the coming months.
Yeah.
You never know.
So yeah, I again coming around, the overall theme you're gonna get is a lot of pouty Steve. The next one,
I'll try to balance that.
yeah,
out.
that's what I'm hoping. The next one is Gran Turismo 7. For all your racing fans, I don't play racing games almost ever. If it has a car, it better be like Grand Theft Auto. Otherwise, I'm not touching it.
I mean, Gran Turismo is like a Sony staple, which is great. So I understand why it's there.
For sure.
It's nice to have a launch with another Gran Turismo. I don't like driving simulator games. Like I need destruction derby games. Like I want a new Burnout, like where the cars can get wrecked and mangled. This game's not a game that I don't even think you can get damage on your vehicle.
Well, it was funny because even in the gameplay footage, I was like, "Oh, impressive how they're not touching each other."
Yeah, they're not
almost
bumping each other.
not show that it doesn't do that.
There's no damage.
Because doesn't Horizon in like Xbox like have damage?
The Forza games?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not.
I thought it did. Yeah, I know. We're both not.
Like I said, we don't play just straight driving racing games. I need like Demolition Derby or Burnout style games. So, but it's exciting. I mean, it looked gorgeous. Like for a driving game, Gran Turismo's always looked good.
Mm-hmm. So then going from there, some people were excited, but we got Insomniac, the other studio, was apparently working on a new Ratchet and Clank. I titled this one Ratchet and Clank Bored and Sleepy because that's how I felt when it was showing.
It's actually called Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Okay.
Just so the people out there know what it's called. I've never been, my fondest memories of Ratchet and Clank were the old commercials of them in real life with the guns from the game. Do you remember those commercials? Those are hilarious. Gravity boots, and the guy would put the boots on and fly up into the sky.
I think I kind of know what you're saying. I watched the movie. That's my only connection to Ratchet and Clank, and I thought the movie was bad too. And this is why I never played the games, because like again, I don't like a lot of cartoony. I think of this as like a kid's property. And so I got an argument earlier today. Somebody was diehard like, no, it's an adult's game. I'm like, So I'm just like, okay. Like even the movie had like a weird, stupid looking superhero that like the cliche, you find out he's not as super as he thinks he is. I don't know. The movie wasn't that great. The games are probably more fun because like it's all about their guns. Like I get
weapons,
yeah, like that kind of thing. But it
looked kind of neat. It looked like the one thing. What my concern was, they show him going through these dimensional rifts constantly, and you see these amazing worlds that he's falling through. But it's like, do I actually get to play in any of these worlds, or am I going to end up in one particular world and kind of be stuck there for the whole game?
Yeah. So moving on, Project Athiya, I think is pronounced. This one is like a true exclusive in the sense that like it literally states from Square Enix itself that this is ground up, made for the PS5 and PS5 only.
Yeah, this one's didn't know anything about it. My hype level is kind of high for it because it looked absolutely gorgeous. There's parts where she's jumping into a pile of like, not grass, but like into a platform that has grass and rocks.
Yep.
And the texture details looked incredible.
I agree with you.
But
this
they didn't
might
show
be the
very much.
best looking game we saw. Again, didn't see very much. You saw our hot potato twice, I think. And just some text that basically says she will rise, and I'm like, who's she? But
yeah, and there was also no release date, I don't think, attached.
It's
to this
Square
one.
Enix, so I'm assuming PS6 it will launch.
Yeah, it looked gorgeous. I'm kind of excited for it, but no release date.
Square Enix's pedigree with me has been very negative, so I want to look forward to it, but I'm also not going to hype myself up because the last, I don't know, handful releases I can think of from them have been pretty disappointing.
They've got high hype levels, but then the actual showing, it's been kind of not great.
So hopefully it turns out better, but we'll see. I definitely agree with Chris. Probably one of the better looking games, if not the best looking game I saw out there. Then after that, a big one here, Stray. Like seriously, a cat game. Apparently,
is it even though?
I don't even know.
Like it was just a cinematic trailer that was following. Like you see that it looks like humans are all gone from the world.
Yeah,
all robots and some cat wearing a backpack, and the camera's kind of just following.
But
the
it's
cat
called
around.
Stray, like
it's
a
called
stray cat.
Stray. So you're gonna probably play as a cat.
Yeah, with a backpack though.
With
Very
a backpack,
important.
Yeah, so you got inventory.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't show very much. It was just a cinematic trailer, and I mean, the world seems interesting, but is it going to be?
This is kind of like the start of the end for me and the hype for this conference. Like the reason why I think I left so negative is I get you're trying to throw a lot of stuff out there, prove that you have games coming, but the games they picked are just like, Stray. I'm like, this could have been a state of play that you kind of just like, okay, this is coming out. Like, here's a 2-second trailer.
They were really trying to focus on their in-house or partnered stuff.
Yes.
Not third-party content. That's why we didn't get any Assassin's Creed or anything like that.
Which I think also brought my hype down. And I get what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
And I get what they're doing. And also, I think it might have been harder for them because a lot of these other companies, they want to have their own conferences to make up for E3. So I feel like they might have not even been able to get some of these things.
Hey, at least with the advantage with Stray, they gave a release date of 2021, where there's very many of these where we didn't get actual release dates.
That's true. After the cat game, we have Returnal. I believe it's also an exclusive.
Yeah, it might be. I'm not sure.
I wrote it down, so I assume I saw it somewhere. It might be timed, though. There's a couple that are timed.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. Like, it didn't look that great in my opinion.
I
and
agree.
then they showed the girl, like the main actress or whatever, or whoever it is, and I didn't think like visually it looked great.
It never looked too terrible until like what looked like gameplay to me. Then it looked really generic.
Yeah, it was like third person
clunky,
over the shoulder, fighting, well, not shooting alien space stuff. I don't know what.
Yeah,
spirits.
Ghostbusters in space.
And then they kind of mentioned like she dies over and over again or something. And yeah, I don't know what to make of this one. It didn't show much.
It wasn't
a
the best
release date
showing I've seen.
No, it wasn't.
That's for sure.
It was cut together kind of weird.
Yeah,
and there was no release date. So when I don't see a release date, I suspect we'll see more on the next E3 or their next big show. So
yeah, exactly. After that one, we had Sackboy Big Adventure. I also have after it really Sony ? I just couldn't believe. Again, it's your mascot. I know you want to like have a mascot because Nintendo has Mario. I mean, Xbox doesn't really have one, so I don't know why they're so dead set on having a mascot. But okay, fine. But again, just another game that I don't think people are going to be like frothing for.
No, I mean. A Little Big Planet. I mean, this one looks. I'm trying to remember the other three. I played them, but I think this one's like the first one that's more 3D, right? Like they showed like kind of a whole field that he was running around.
Two or the other ones I think were mostly was able to change angles. Yeah,
but it wasn't like a full.
No,
I don't think it was a full 3D thing. So it was. Yeah, I mean, you know what you're getting with Little Big Planet. Funny bubbles where you're unlocking stickers and.
Well, this isn't
good for
like
the young
a Little
and the family.
Big Planet, though. This is like direct. I don't think you're making anything. Like, it is a platformer.
Well, it's probably going to have some sort of creative mode.
It might have but I just think this is just a platformer, a kid's favorite platformer, kind of.
4-player co-op.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They did show 2 players, but. So that was, again, not the best. Then we went on to one where me and Chris really differ, Destruction All-Stars. So I called this Overwatch with cars. Yeah, I think you were a lot more positive on this one.
It's not one that I'd go out and get right away when it comes out, but I'm going to keep my eye on it because it looks I like destruction derby games, which I mentioned before.
Yeah.
And this one looks like you can actually like get out your vehicle and maybe jack someone else's vehicle, or maybe there's like spare vehicles around, or it seems like it might be a fun. It might be maybe the next Rocket League. Maybe I don't know. That's hard to say, but I don't know. I didn't hate it.
It seems like something you could drop into and have an okay time, like you said. Like if you have a buddy over, then I probably would play it. But
Yeah.
I'm never gonna sit at home alone and be like, oh, I'm gonna sign online today to play this.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not the car guy, so I don't want anyone to think I'm just shitting on it because any game that has a car is bad. I'm just not for
Visually,
me.
it didn't really look anything too amazing, but I don't know. It could be fun,
Well,
like jumping in and out of a vehicle. There's one scene where you see the guy like holding on the roof of
I'm just
another
getting
vehicle.
tired of these cartoony hero things. Like, they seem like a dime a dozen already, and this just seems like that. So, early prediction, I could just see this dying really quick.
Could be.
Unless it's just so fun that I'm wrong. But after that, we had I don't know how to pronounce this, but I'm just gonna call it Kina, Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah.
This one, again, not my thing. I'm not into like the whole cartoony indie game, but I will say, out of all indie game looking things like this, it did look like the most expansive of them. Like it looked like a big game.
It does look like a big game. I'm not even sure. Like they showed a fair amount of it. Like they kind of like sort of Pikmin type of creatures that would pick things up and move things around.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This one, for some reason, I was interested in it. It looked like a young Tracer. The character looks like a child version of Tracer.
It reminded me of Kubo Two Strings or something, the movie I watched. I don't know why, but the characters look similar, and it just had a kind of feel. Even like just the talking, I'm like, this is a lot like the movie. But
and then the combat too. The combat sort of, in one scene it almost looked Dark Souls like, and then there was another one where she was shooting a bow, hitting one guy, and the damage was bouncing to the birds or something. So
yeah,
I'm not too sure. We'll have to see more from it. There wasn't a release date on this one, but this one I'm kind of interested in. I want to see where this one goes.
If someone asked me to briefly tell them what I saw, I would just say Breath of the Wild and Pikmin, and Sony just took or stole two Nintendo properties, wrapped it into one, and was like, we're going to sell this, and people are going to be
Child
buying
Tracer.
it. Yeah, with Child Tracer. So, I don't know. It might be good. It's one to watch, I guess.
Now go to the one that I think is the worst.
Possibly
just
the worst is Goodbye Volcano High. We don't know what we just watched.
I don't know what it is.
It could be a comic.
Is it a comic book game? Is it
an animated show? Is it
choose your own adventure? Like just
yeah.
questions? Is there even gameplay? Like
I don't know. And
They
like,
didn't show
was that
anything.
gameplay? Like, or is that a cutscene?
is it just a new Sony TV show?
Yeah, I like literally. I was so confused by it, and it just seemed like, if you're, maybe this is harsh, but if you're above the age of 15 and you no longer feel like crying mascara, I just don't understand who this is for.
You know who this is for? Anybody in 2021, because we actually got a release date on this one. I was like, give me a release date on something that didn't show nothing.
I have a pretty strong feeling that this is one that's just gonna say goodbye to itself.
We need to see more. I need to see actual gameplay. But as far as is that high school dinosaurs, I was not interested at all.
Were they dinosaurs or furries?
They were dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
Because they showed one or two that had like horns. And
Oh,
stuff
okay.
that were,
Yeah, you're right. I think the main character is a Triceratops.
Yeah.
Okay. Or who I believed. Again, I'm so confused.
main character.
Yeah.
You got that much subtext of a main character?
Yeah. Oh. And then next one, Oddworld Soulstorm. I've never played an Oddworld, and this one did not make me think I was going to start.
Yeah, this one is like the true fans that have stayed with this one are pretty, I don't want to say religious about it, but they, I guess, get it. They get what it's trying to do and say. I remember playing the old one. I think that was PlayStation 1 was the original one. I remember playing that with my buddy, taking turns, and I remember just at that age finding the game so difficult. It just took forever, and some of the puzzles were like super hard back then. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to see what this one can do. It showed like a couple scenes where there was like a mass of like a whole bunch of them following him. So I guess they're following him.
I mean, truth be told, this is one of the ones I skipped through.
Oh yeah.
Just I know I'm not going to care, so I'm like, okay, next. And speaking of next, we have the one that we will fight the hardest about, Ghostwire Tokyo. You, I think, came out more positive. Me, I think from the last time we heard anything, I built this game up to be something it wasn't going to be, apparently. So seeing this, I was quite disappointed. It came off looking really, I would argue, other than Volcano High, this might be the worst looking game I saw revealed.
It does feel like it was made for the PlayStation 4 and then maybe ported to the PlayStation 5.
But even in PS4, I would argue like it looked like like Iron Man VR. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not like talking negative about Iron Man, but like VR is limited in what it can do. So
it could have been a VR game, but it didn't imply that.
No, it didn't imply it. But I'm like,
it did make it seem like it could be.
Yeah, I could definitely see it being easily translated.
Yeah, so that could be why it might have looked a little worse.
But just like the fact that they didn't have faces shot me like super hot VR or whatever. Yeah, it just looked different, and it's just not what I thought it was going to be. So
I think a lot of people are like that.
Yeah. My interest is completely I would definitely need something to wow me to get back on that hype train.
And I kind of like the scary sort of horror games where this one actually seems more action packed. I'm kind of interested to see what it is. It looks creepy, and I like creepy games, so this one kind of. I like all the hand motions that he was doing to cast the spells, even though that might be just a gimmick.
It's at odds with itself because it goes from like these Naruto hand things to like shooting laser beams, and then all of a sudden everything's like neo-technical. Like it looks like even when you're taking what looks to be their heart or something, they start pixelating and disintegrating. I'm like, is this technology or is this ghost? Like it seems like I said, it's fighting themes that to me anyway just seem like they conflict.
Yeah, I'll be honest, after seeing it, I'm probably for sure getting it.
Oh wow, okay.
Just based on what I saw, it just looks totally up my alley. I mean, I'll have to keep an eye on it. If it's just a VR game, I'd maybe be a little bit more hesitant in getting it. I mean, I do have the setup for it, so I could do it, but I kind of just hope this is just going to be a really good controller, not VR. I mean, if it has the option, but I don't even really want VR.
Yeah.
I just want a really good kind of spooky, scary, action-packed game. Looked like kind of a combination of BioShock too, maybe with the plasmids abilities and all that kind of things. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited for it. Before the day that we watched this, I mean, nobody knew what the game was about.
No, and that's where I did have excitement, and then I saw it. And I'm like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Based off of nothing, it was my own issue there. But I'm definitely not probably getting it from what I can understand. Moving on to the game that I know nothing about, I believe it's called Jet.
Also, Ghostwire Tokyo, launch 2021, sounds like.
Okay. So going back to Jet, another indie game, I don't care. It just didn't look for me. It looked boring as all heck from what I saw. But I'm sure it's something for someone out there.
The only good thing I can really say about it is it's holiday 2020, so it could be a launch title.
Yeah, I guess if we got nothing else to play.
I didn't see anything in this one that I really cared about.
Yeah, I barely remembered which one it was, honestly, on the list.
Yeah.
So we'll move forward to one that I'm probably going to get, even though I know it's not going to be like a 10 out of 10. It just seems like junk food that I'm going to enjoy, and that's Godfall. I believe this one is a exclusive, console exclusive. It is coming to PC apparently. So yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. The trailer wasn't the best in my opinion.
It was not a good trailer, and the music was like
weird,
like some weird mumble rap.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is just doesn't seem fitting to the game. At least I hope it's not in the game.
But at least the gameplay looked interesting to me. I want to see more, but currently, if I have nothing else, like I think this would be the game I'm getting, especially because this is seemingly a launch title.
I was actually less enthused by this one.
Okay.
I like the hack and slash game style for sure. Hell, I play Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors. Those are all hack and slash games. This one looks like it's kind of got a little bit more Dark Souls-esque.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I like Dark Souls too, but it's a looter slasher. Is it going to bring anything new to the our world? I don't know.
Well,
It did not impress me.
Tries to become like, is it going to be a Sword and Shield Destiny 2, or are you coming weekly to try to get exotics? Like, I don't know yet. So more's going to have to come out about it, and for sure.
This one says holiday 2020, so this year will be launch.
It sounds like launch. After that, we had Solar Ash. Again, another indie game that I have no interest in.
Yeah, it didn't. I mean, sure, it looks artsy and whatnot, but I didn't see anything that I need to get this.
Yeah.
Apart from, hey, we got a lot of the games that they have release dates.
Yeah.
This one's a 2021, and I don't know. This one didn't strike my fancy.
Then we had a third party come through. We have Hitman 3. So that was revealed. A little weird. I like Hitman games, don't get me wrong, but like I never played 2. And I played 1, and it's fine. Like, I like them, they're enjoyable, but I really have to be in the mood for them. And I just thought this was weird, only because like knowing that developer and looking at it, you're using the same engine you used with the first one. So graphically, like, did you need to come to PS5? I mean, or are you just doing it to be relevant? Who knows? But it's not going to be something that's going to push your console. And honestly, the trailer didn't push me to get it either. But I'm not a diehard Hitman guy. I enjoy them.
I like the original Hitman games. I just got the first one, the new first one of the trilogy.
Yeah.
And the way it's separated, it's like episodic or something.
Yeah,
sort of.
That was a Square Enix push.
Like, the maps are big and there's lots to do, lots of ways to kill your targets. Yeah. But I don't know. I need more linear story than an episodic where it doesn't quite feel that. I don't know. I heard the second one might not be like that, but I'm not sure.
The second one I thought was basically the same, but the thing they did was they released them all at once.
Yeah. I mean, solid game. They're fun, but it wasn't one that I was excited to see, or I didn't even think I would see it, to be honest. It was so at the back of my mind.
Yeah. Like, talking about excitement, Astro Playroom.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
We didn't get a date for this, Astro's Playroom, but I'm hoping this is just a launch, like how the Playroom is on our PlayStation 4. You can't delete that sucker. I'm hoping that this is just the same. It's just a free game that comes with the system.
And believe me, I've tried to delete it.
Yeah, I've tried to delete the Playroom so many times. But I want that extra 120 megs back.
I know, right?
And then they updated it a couple times, and there's like more space. Ugh. But I mean, whatever. I'm hoping it's just a free game, because otherwise I don't see too many people going out and buying this.
Yeah, I heard Astro, the VR one, Astro Bot VR or whatever it was called. People liked it. Some crazy people even tried to nominate it for Game of the Year, and I never played it, so I guess I shouldn't talk too much. But this, again, it's another E for everyone. I'm not interested.
Me either.
Going on to next, speaking of not interested, Little Devil Inside, another hard indie game. I don't think there could be more literally own up to that title indie game than this.
No, I agree with that. It definitely indie. It had definitely unique aspects, because they showed a lot of different environments. It looks like you're a hunter of some sorts, hunting monsters or animals.
What was the connection with the other character?
The old man? Yeah. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Even the name Little Devil Inside, I'm like, nothing that I saw, like, nothing made sense. This is almost like our conversation with Goodbye Volcano High.
Yeah, it's this one. I mean, I have more hope than the Volcano High. But I mean, this one's kind of one of those ones where it's like, if it's $20, maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
We need to see more on this one. It looks like you're hunting for creatures, animals. I don't know if you're in a mythical dream world or you're seeing some old guy taking a bath with a rubber duck.
Or taking a poop.
Or helping him take a poop.
Yeah, like, push.
I know that probably sounds weird, but go watch the trailer if you don't know what we're talking about.
Exactly. NBA 2K21.
Next.
It's a sports game, and that's fine. Like, again, this conference did a good job speaking to everyone out there, not just
not really
one
with this one. They didn't show anything.
That's true.
There's no gameplay. You just see what looked good there. His sweat. That was maybe the only.
That boy glistened.
He glistened. I don't know.
Like
I'm not a sports
Thanksgiving
guy,
turkey.
and I feel like the sports games are just screwing people constantly. You're paying for updated rosters of the real world teams and no new features. I won't go into any more than that, but screw you.
I mean, at least it's not FIFA. This isn't
It's
EA.
coming.
Yeah, but this isn't EA, so I'm gonna give them the. Like,
I mean, I love 2K, but I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Do the goofy games like Street.
After that, just another big, awesome game, Bug Snacks.
It's colorful.
It just looks like Knack 3, but like, obviously not Knack.
But look, little bugs that are creatures that are food.
It's just another
Strawberry.
like.
I know it's
so many indie games.
I mean,
Like,
is
I
it
guess
a child game, and then at the end they have that monster dessert creature who runs at the camera all scary like. And
Yeah.
it's like, is this trying to target? What's the audience? Is it
Yeah.
kids, families, maybe.
And
I don't
then moving on from that, the winner.
That's also a holiday 2020, by the way.
The winner of my show, Demon Souls, basically remastered, remade from the ground up. Apparently, from
Is it a
Blue Note.
remastered or a remake?
It's a remake, I guess. It's from the ground up. Blue Note, the same people that did the Shadow of the Colossus. Shoot, they've done a bunch. I can't remember the other ones, but they're kind of known now for just like remaking ground up. So they picked this one. Not sure why. I'm interested.
I had heard a rumor
I need
that
to
this
know
was-
more. I am interested. This will probably be a must buy for me. I just need to hear some magic words. Like if they updated some of the mechanics, make it a little more like Dark Souls, maybe. I'm just scared they're gonna stay on that line. Like, no, this has to be a remake. We don't want to change anything. That would be the only thing that deters me. So I really hope, but the trailer was freaking awesome. Definitely something I wanted to see. As soon as I just saw like a body hanging from giant claws, they wouldn't show anything more. I'm like, I'm interested in what you're doing here. And then once I saw the giant guy with the shield, I'm like, oh, this is Demon Souls. I'm like, oh damn. So
I'm so out of the loop. I had to look it up because I know what Demon Souls is.
yeah,
But it was like when it showed it on the screen, it's like Demon's Souls. I'm like, was the original game called Demon's Souls? Was it plural or was it just Demon Souls? Because I thought it was Demon Souls, so I thought maybe this was like a sequel.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've tried playing the older game not more recently, but quite a few years after it came out, and I was like, this feels dated. And
You did, and
I don't want to say it's a bad game or anything. 'Cause
No.
I know it's one of the tougher ones from what I hear, but
Yeah.
I was not into that style of game at the time.
Same.
Whereas now I like Dark Souls.
Yes.
Maybe I would enjoy it more.
And honestly, if they add multiplayer, like if they add like Dark Souls 3 multiplayer, I'm buying this day one.
Yeah.
On to more things. Deathloop. That was my freaking autocorrect. Yeah, another one I skipped through. I saw the E3 reveal and I just don't have an interest. And it's weird for me because I did love the original Dishonored a lot.
It definitely looked a lot. If I had to describe it to somebody, I would say it was Dishonored and a combination of We Happy Few. Just the art style and the people with masks and stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of had that feel of it. Not that I played that one, but I don't know what to say with this one. Like, it says there's 8 targets. Do you have to like somehow kill all 8 targets in one life, or do you kill one target and then move on to the next level, and then is it multiplayer? Is there somebody hunting you? There wasn't enough shown. I do like games that deal with time, but I need more to see.
I agree.
It's Bethesda.
I don't want to it's Bethesda. Again, they're good with Dishonored. So I need to see more. I need them to actually open up and have an interview, a talk about it. Let me know what it is. And that one didn't have a release, right?
It didn't have a release.
Okay,
date,
so
no.
we might have to wait a long time for that. But
Demon Souls also didn't have a release date.
That's true. Resident Evil 8 Village.
Yay!
So all those rumors we read out for weeks and weeks apparently all look true.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Witches, werewolves, a village.
Chris, Ethan, yeah.
Everything we said before.
his weird hand that reattached.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Maybe the witches cured it.
Yeah.
It didn't show any gameplay, but the world, whatever, it looks good. I was never a fan of the Ethan storyline. And what at the beginning of the thing, it says something about the end of his story or something. There's
I don't
one line
remember,
it says, I can't remember what it says, but is it the end of Ethan's story or the end of Chris's story? God, I hope it's Ethan's, because Chris is like a staple of Resident Evil. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for any Resident Evil. I mean, we did videos for Resident Evil 2 and 3, and I was so disappointed from the 3 remake. I need another good Resident Evil. And it doesn't necessarily have to be VR either. I don't need a VR one.
Although I think 7 had quite a good success with VR, so I could see this
it
one
was
doing
good.
it. Yeah.
I just don't need them to focus on it.
Yeah.
Give me a good story.
And then one I don't remember it. Oh no, I think you explained it to me, but Pragmata.
Yeah, that's the. I don't know if it's the same creators of Dead Space or if it's the same guy who worked on the company.
That helmet did look very similar.
It did look Dead Space.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, a game we didn't see any gameplay footage. It was a weird video. You see a cat, kind of the insides of it's a cat that's alive, but a ghost.
Almost
cat.
like a hologram
and
cat.
You could see like the insides of the cat, and then some guy in
Spaceman
suit walks up and throws something in the air, and you could see maybe memories on the ground, which kind of remind me of the Division, sort of. And then
that's what
this girl shows up out of nowhere, and then a satellite crashes into the moon dome, and then they all get sucked out. And I don't know. There's so much that they show, but they also show kind of nothing too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It didn't have, or its release date was 2022, so at least you got a release date. But I wouldn't surprise me if that's something that gets pushed down the road either. I don't know. They didn't show any gameplay footage, so it's hard to.
Yeah, it's really it interests
level.
me though. I would leave saying like that's one of the ones that interest me.
It could be a AAA title at some point, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then the last game revealed, Horizon 2. I'm not a Horizon fan. I thought it had some of the worst AI we've seen on the PS4. Or at least
human
for humans.
AI was awful.
Yeah.
The machine AI was decent.
It had glitches, and then I just thought for a game to me felt like it was trying to rip off Tomb Raider. It lacked a lot of the game mechanics, so I just felt like it was a lesser Tomb Raider with robot dinosaurs. And I'm like, the robots and the dinosaur part just wasn't strong enough to keep my interest. So I only probably played a couple of hours and never have gone back.
I enjoyed it. I've never gone back since I finished it. I didn't do the DLCs. I thought the game was pretty fun. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, am I excited for it? No. Will I get it? Yeah. I kind of thought the first game was a little short, actually, even with all the side quests. Didn't take me long to get everything in the game.
Oh, wow.
Eh.
I mean, if they have a bigger reveal later, which they will, what are you adding? Stuff like this could change my mind.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to be down on it.
No.
Like, it still looks great. I'm sure the story in the original was pretty unique and good.
And I don't know anything about it. I still somehow remain unspoiled to this. Like, even though how many years it's been.
It's not really a game you could get spoiled. I mean, I guess there's a bit of a twist, but whatever. I don't. It's a good game. Highly recommend people play it for sure. Yeah, I have nothing more to add on it.
Yeah, I think I'm more down on both of us. Just like, again, I just had no reason to continue playing it. But if this one adds some good mechanics, like I could be, and I'm not so off the fence that I just wouldn't try it again.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure I'll get it. Like,
yeah.
But that one also didn't have a release date either, so who the hell knows?
Yeah. And then the last reveal, the PS5, and it's the aesthetics of it anyway.
Yeah, there's 2 different versions of the system.
Yep.
There's the regular version that normal people would probably get, and then there's also the digital version, which doesn't have a CD tray. Other than that, they don't really release any details of prices or anything, which we
not a big surprise.
We predicted they wouldn't do that. This is pretty much exactly what I predicted we would see, but yeah, I mean, can estimate the price. It'll probably be, I don't know, $5.99 maybe with the disc, and then maybe $4.99 for the digital version.
Yeah.
It also depends too if like the disc version is it going to have backward compatibility. I know there's a lot of talk about that, and they haven't fully said anything on it yet. I don't know. I like the look of the system. I think it's pretty sleek looking, and
I think we both agree. It's just why white?
yeah, I'm hoping white's just an option type thing.
I really do. I don't think we've, at least in my memory, I don't think we've ever had multiple colored SKUs at launch.
Yeah, and
which
I mean,
worries me.
You could look at my entertainment right now. Every unit in it is black.
Yeah.
So having a white one would really stand out. Not to mention, like, I've seen comparisons of size, and there's one that has an image of how it size-wise it'll be compared to the other. It's quite a bit bigger. Looking at the PS4, it looked like it was almost maybe 2.5 inches lengthwise.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it looks good. The controllers look good.
It's sleek. I just don't know if I want that. Again, I don't know what I always lose the phrasing of like what you would call like,
entertainment unit.
Okay, so yeah, in your little entertainment unit space, I just don't know if I want something that looks like a hot spaceship from 2030.
Yeah, it might not fit with everything that's in it.
Yeah, and not to mention it needs a stand just to lay down.
Yeah.
That's really off-putting to me. Kind of looks like a tortilla wrapping around it, a white tortilla, which is weird. Some people I've heard call it a modem. That clicks with me too.
Yeah, some router pick memes.
Yeah, so it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna like not get it because of this. It's just the white. Like, I live with my wife, and she gets to pick out what we're allowed and not allowed to have out for public showing, and I have a hard time believing she's gonna let me have this PS5 out.
Yeah,
especially if it stands out like a sore thumb.
If it's black, it would probably
she'd accept
look a lot
it
better.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It has also the charging dock if you have two controllers or
the headphones.
The
camera,
Pulse 3D headphones or something. It'd probably be good with the system because of all the 3D audio and everything. And then there was the HD camera, which they showed, which I'm suspecting is in preparation for VR headset 2.0. That'll probably be a year and a half down the road.
And don't forget about your media controller.
Oh yeah, gotta get that media controller. Which
why you can't use the normal
PS4
controller?
Have one?
It
PS3
probably did. I just don't remember ever.
I think
seeing
the PS3 had one, but the PS4 I don't remember. It'd be awesome if all this stuff just came with the bundle.
I wish,
but it's all gonna be sold separately.
For sure. But I mean, that's what saved them when they were fighting Xbox, right? Xbox forced you to get Kinect, raising the price $100.
The PS VR, I think it was the VR bundle. I think that one came with another camera, didn't it?
I think there was a camera. No, there was a bundle that had the camera and the Move controllers.
Right. Yeah. And I didn't get that one because I had all the old stuff. So
I
don't know. I'm excited. I'm definitely more hyped for it. I'm also in my head. I'm hyped for things that they didn't show.
Like, I'm more hyped for what they didn't show, and I don't want people to take that as like God of War 2. I mean, like things from Ubisoft or EA, and like the could be's from these other companies that are great at making like AAA games. Unfortunately, my takeaway is I'm more excited for like those games than anything they showed me here. And that's why I think I'm one of the rare ones, but like I came out of this kind of negative because I feel like they just wasted my time with a bunch of indies or like some AA's, but just stuff that I'm generally not interested in. I feel like I've definitely seen better E3s, things like that. And don't get me wrong, this is like a launch thing, and typically we don't have great launch lineups. Like PS4, I remember being so bored for a long time until I think Witcher 3 saved me. And like this one being backwards compatible, like I'll probably be playing Cyberpunk, or maybe I'll want to play Last of Us 2 again to like, kill some time.
Maybe double up the trophies if that's a possibility.
Oh God, if it is, we know you'd be on it. So yeah, like maybe we'll have things like that, but just overall, I would honestly, I'm gonna be less negative than yesterday, but I'm giving it a B-.
I give it a solid A. It was a good show compared to the Xbox One, which I know was not a full.
Well, the Xbox One, unfortunately, I don't know why they kept saying gameplay reveal, and they showed no gameplay.
Simulated videos.
Well, just even Valhalla had no gameplay. It was in the background of a cutscene.
Yeah.
So like that's why, if someone told me who had the better conference currently, well, no doubt it's PlayStation, but they also did a really good job on maintaining like expectations.
Yeah.
I think they kind of set the bar.
Whereas
before.
Sony, they sort of set the bar averagely, but then over delivered, I think, which was good.
Yeah,
which is what you want.
Yeah, no, for sure. They
showed a lot more than I
to
thought they would.
everyone. I think everybody, no matter what type of game, they probably showed you one thing. But the problem for me was like I left feeling, I only had one thing, and I'm like, okay, do I want to buy a console for this one thing? And I'm gonna get a console. I'm gonna get the PS5 no matter what, because I know eventually there's going to be God of War 2 and a real Spider-Man sequel, and I'm going to want to have it eventually, so might as well just get it now. And if they talk about backwards compatibility and I can play, even Valhalla, I'll want to play it on 4K in the best way possible, which is the PS5. So I'm kind of forced into it, but, if I was somebody that was on the fence, this wouldn't have sold me.
For me, based off what I saw at least 4 games that I'm for sure getting, which I would, no matter what, I would have been getting if they were PS4 or PS3 even.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just titles I definitely would want to get. And then there was maybe 2 or 3 that are like, I'll keep my eye on them, see what they do. And there's some that are just so far in the future, it's like, whatever. I'll forget about them.
One.
Yeah, I'll forget about it, and then I'll be like, didn't we see something about this like a year and a half ago?
I'm like, how long does it take Square Enix to make these games? 15 years? I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So don't expect it till PS6.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, my hype level's up there. I mean, obviously we'd be getting the system anyway, and there's so many titles that they didn't show, but we know they're coming. Like, there's definitely going to be a God of War and Valhalla and all these great games.
And they did mention there's more stuff that they haven't talked about yet, and so they told us to look forward to that. I'm hearing rumors of potentially some stuff in August. We'll see. That might be the next time they come out.
Yeah, I think July's penciled out for Xbox. I think they're having another show.
And
is
that when EA's doing theirs? EA or Ubisoft? I can't remember. I thought maybe July for them too.
Could be EA. I don't recall hearing anything about Ubisoft. So
okay, and then we got CD Projekt Red at the end of the month.
This month, yeah.
Yeah.
The Night Light Life or whatever the event's called.
Yeah, so we might have some more bonus episodes for you on that stuff. We'll see. I'm really I'm open to be excited by the Cyberpunk one.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's it for this little bonus episode. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.